Hi artists, Miss Carrie here, your art teacher, and welcome to art class. Today for art, we're going to work with lines. Lines is an element of art, and lines can be used in many different ways to create art. Today our lines are going to be 3D, meaning our lines are going to have height. They're going to have width. They're going to have depth. They're going to pop out. And our lines will not be flat. Our lines are 3D. For today's project, you will need the following materials. You're going to need a piece of paper, and this paper doesn't have to be brand new. It can be scrap. I'm using the back of an old worksheet that I have. You're going to need some crayons, some scissors, and some glue. You can grab those materials and come on back. Pause the screen while you're gone and then unpause when you're ready to return. Once you have all of those materials, the next step is to color your sheet of paper any way you want. You can practice different lines. You can practice different shapes. You can see what colors you like with one another. But this piece of paper we're going to end up cutting up. It's just to add a little bit of color into our paper line sculptures. So again, color your sheet any way you want, practicing lines, shapes, and different colors. And then once you have it all colored in the way you like, you can join back to the video and we can resume with our paper line sculptures. The next step is we're going to be cutting straight lines. We're going to be cutting straight lines from one end to the other using our scissors. We're going to do our best. They don't have to be perfect, but our lines are going to be fairly straight. They can be thin lines, or they can be thick lines. You can have a combination, thin, where the width is very small, or thick, where the width is very big. Keep cutting until you don't have any more paper left, and all you have are colorful strips or colorful lines, straight lines. Again, you can pause the screen and unpause when you're ready to move on to the next step. First, we're going to start with this line. Do you know what kind of line this is? I call it a zigzag line or a mountain line. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down. A zigzag line. So for our zigzag line, we're going to take this straight piece of paper and we're going to fold it to create a zigzag line. So first, I'm going to fold a little flap. Sometimes I call it a little foot. And it creates a V or a mountain, goes up and down. Now next I'm going to do another fold, but it's going to be the opposite way I just went, the opposite direction. So I'm going to fold this way, creasing it with my fingers. Next, I'm going to fold it the other way. It makes a pattern. To create a zigzag, you have to follow the pattern. And it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Kind of like a windshield wiper on a car. And when I open it up, I have my mountain line. Try making your zigzag line. The next line I'm going to make is a curvy line. A curvy line, you could call it a wavy line too. And when you're creating your curvy or wavy line, you're going to be bending. You're going to be bending. So I use both of my hands. I kind of use my thumb to create a bend. And then like the zigzag, I'm going to create a bend, or a curve, a bend in the other direction. And then another one. So you're just using your fingers to create this curvy shape. And there's no right or wrong. Curvy kind of reminds me of a bird. Try making a curvy line with your line. Next is a spiral line. Spiral line, it starts in the center and slowly gets bigger and bigger. To create a spiral line, I'm going to use my finger, or you could use a crayon, and you're going to wrap the paper, wrap around the crayon, or your finger, or a pencil, and then once you pull it off, you have a spiral. Here's my spiral. And the last line we're going to do today is the loopy line. It loops. And a loopy line, you take your flat piece of paper and you're going to have it go up, 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 and flip, kind of like a roller coaster. And then I like to pinch it right there. Now the last step of our paper line sculptures is to connect them all together to create a brand new sculpture. So this is where our glue stick comes in handy. I'm going to put a little bit of glue, and you're the artist, you could decide how you join them together. So you might look at it in different angles to see what you like best. I'm going to start with my zigzag, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue here. And I'm going to connect my curvy line to my zigzag line. Remember, you decide how it connects. There's no right or wrong answer as long as it sticks. To make sure that it sticks, when I decide where I put it, I'm going to hold it there for 10 seconds just to make sure the glue can really sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I can always test it by giving it a little shake. If it falls off, just try again. Don't give up. So here is my paper line sculpture so far. Next, I'm going to glue on my spiral. You might see what it looks like when you place it in different areas and ask yourself what you like best. I think I'm going to put my spiral line right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Here's my sculpture so far. Next, I'm going to add on my loopy line. The loopy line is the trickiest because you have to pinch it with one hand and put glue on the other. I'm going to add glue to the bottom of my loops. And then I'm going to add my loop onto my sculpture. Maybe I'm going to put it on the bottom. And I have to attach it in 2 places. That's why the loop is the hardest. I'm going to hold down with both of my hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, artists, you can keep adding more lines onto your paper line sculpture. Maybe there's a few lines that we didn't do in class that you could think of that you could create on your own. Once you're finished, your sculpture can sit somewhere. It could hang. You get to decide. You're the artist. All right. I hope you have fun creating your 3D paper line sculptures. Bye.